Guys, chasewins.com coming to you for Saturday, January the 11th, 2020. Sorry for not doing a free play video yesterday. Did do a live show, so we did do a recap yesterday, gave out some free plays. If you tuned in to the live show, had a death in the family, so was kind of dealing with that in the morning hours, and we'll be dealing with that tomorrow. So usually I don't do live shows on the weekends, but we will be doing one at 1 p.m. Eastern time today. If you want to tune into that, we'll be doing some further breakdown into the College Football National Championship, as well as some breakdown for Sunday's NFL action. And we'll be going over some of the later action in Saturday sports, mainly college basketball. I want to give you a free play for today involving the Ravens and the Titans, and then I'll give you a few underdogs that I'm really intrigued by for today's action, because underdogs have just been absolutely flat out on fire. We are 15-2 the last 17 underdogs that we've put out, and that's across all sports. We gave out 2 last night that were nice winners. So let's do a recap of yesterday. We had plays in all sports. Let's start with college basketball. We did not have a top play yesterday. Everything was premium selection across the board. Nothing rated high enough in my system to truly rate it a top play. And when that happens, we don't force it just to give the rating. So everything was premium rated, flat bet across the board. So NCAA basketball yesterday had 2 plays. 1 underdog, 1 favorite. We had Wright State -10. They took care of business fairly easily. And we had Iowa +2 at home over Maryland, which was an easy route in my opinion. The score was really closer than what it really was. And that was because Maryland just had some spurts of greatness. They did have to shoot from outside a lot, and they went on some runs, which made it close. But Iowa, from start to finish, really controlled that game. I said so in the live show yesterday. If they could force Maryland outside and force them to have to do most of their work out there, I don't see Maryland getting hot enough to beat Iowa. And Iowa outsmarted them. They out-hustled them. They outplayed them. So 2-0 there. In the NBA, we had 3 plays yesterday. The Clippers -14 was the only loss we took. I think they ended up winning by 9. The Clippers are a team sort of like the Lakers. They just don't seem to finish games very well. It's not that teams come back and give them issues late in the games. It's that they really just take their foot off the gas. If the numbers match up, we're going to play it, but they've really got to prove before we start laying big money with a team like the Clippers or the Lakers and rating these games top play, because yesterday the Clippers actually had a top play rating just ever so slightly, but because of the eye test, I backed it off a couple of percent and took it out of that rating. So we took them as a premium play. They did not cover. We had the Bucks -8.5 and the Jazz -12. Both of those fairly easy winners. Those were never in doubt. The Jazz had a few moments in that game at different times where they went fairly cold, started trying to force outside shots instead of driving in, but then they corrected their mistakes. So 2-1 in the NBA yesterday. NHL was a small slate. Told everybody that I liked Detroit as an underdog yesterday on the live show. That did come through, but the only premium selection we had was the Pittsburgh Penguins on the money line. They were an underdog on the road yesterday at +135. We took them. They won in overtime to give us a nice underdog plus money winner there. So in total yesterday, a 2-0 sweep in college basketball, 1-0 sweep in the NHL, and 2-1 winning day in the NBA for a 5-1 day. So easy winning day, guys. If you are not on board, you can jump on a 3-day pass for $50, a 7-day pass for $99, or a month pass for $299. Now, what I'm going to do is, because I am going to be on the road tomorrow, late morning, afternoon, for the funeral arrangements and stuff. So you probably will, you certainly won't see me go live. You probably won't even see a free play video unless I can do one late tonight if all the information is there. So all the recaps will be done via probably the YouTube community or Twitter. And then I probably will toss out a free play on Twitter. But what I'm going to do is today and tomorrow, because there will still be plays tomorrow, I will be working through the night to make sure that plays are out before we hit the road. But anything that you buy between today and tomorrow, so if you buy a 3-day pass, 7-day pass, 30-day pass, your name is immediately thrown in the hat to get a second package of that caliber absolutely free. So whatever you purchase, you are entered to win another one of those for free. We will announce the winner on Monday, tomorrow night, probably 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. I'll do the drawing and then announce it on Monday on the free play video as well as the live show. But I'll reach out to that person prior to. So if you buy a 3-day pass and you win, you're going to get another 3-day pass for free. If you buy a 7-day pass and you win, you'll be getting another 7-day pass for free. 30 days, same thing. If you were to buy a seasonal pass like NHL or NBA and you win, you can choose to get another season for free. You can choose next year's season of that sport, or you can choose baseball, or you can choose NASCAR, or you can choose any of that. If you get a 1-year all access pass, you will be able to get another year for absolutely free. Whoever wins, it's going to be at random drawing, and then when we find out what you purchased, we will give you the opportunity to do one of two things. Go ahead and claim your prize, or if you're on a 1 year and you decide, okay, I don't want to get the 1 year yet, I want to give it to someone, you have the ability to do that. That's completely up to you, though. So keep that in mind for whatever you purchase over the next 2 days. So let's get on a free play coming off of a good day yesterday. We are going to go to the Titans and the Ravens. It's pretty simple, guys. I mean, the Titans have one weapon, in my opinion. Henry is the most stud back in the NFL at this point. Problem is, Baltimore does very good at targeting players that are difference makers, and he is most certainly a difference maker. Without him, they wouldn't have even been in the game when it came to the Patriots, and the Patriots had the most off game of their season besides Miami. He was not only the difference maker, he was the only difference in that game. So to say that he's going to be a difference maker today is an understatement. It's how tight of a leash is Baltimore going to have on him. Don't think that Baltimore has not studied him inside out, front and back this whole week to figure out how they can contain Derrick Henry. So I do think that they are going to really put some pressure on him. What that is going to open up for is for the quarterback, the receivers, the corners, and the tight ends to make plays. So I do think that the Tennessee will be able to score. Read between the lines of what I'm getting ready to say here, guys. They will be able to score, in my opinion. But you also have Lamar Jackson, who will single-handedly be able to match whatever they do and then some. And then I think when it comes to the end of the game, when Derrick Henry has become a non-factor and running is not going to do it and they have to air it out, you'll see that double coverage go towards the receivers and downfield playmakers. End of the day, guys, I don't like the 10. I don't like laying 10 in the NFL. Double digits is not something that I love. But in this case, if you really look at it, if you break this game down 6 ways from Sunday, then I think that Baltimore should be favored by 15 points, maybe even a little bit more. And I'm saying that with Henry's performance last week. You take that out of the equation, then Baltimore would most certainly be favored by well above 2 touchdowns. They are getting a lot. The Titans are getting a lot of credit for what they did last week against the Patriots. I think that that's where some inflation comes in, or some deflation, if you want to call it, on the side of the Ravens. I think that it's giving them just a little bit too much hype and credit based on that game. And I think the Baltimore Ravens have the ability to make this a rout. I really do. Do I think they will? Not in the early going because, like I said, I think Tennessee will be able to score a little bit, being the fact that they'll have weapons downfield when everybody's focused on containing Henry. I think that this line could go over. I do. It's not my play. I'm not going to lay 10. I'm going to buy it down to 9.5. I do see a couple of 9.5s out there. If you can get it at that, go for it. But everybody knows when we land on numbers like 6, 7, 10, 14, 21 in the NFL, we always buy down because it is the smartest thing to do. So premium play, it's a game I've already wagered on. I actually got it at 9.5, but I bet it earlier in the week with the notion that I may be hedging that bet depending on if anything were to happen. But right now you can get it at 10 across the board, a couple of 9.5s. If you are getting it at 10, I recommend buying it down to 9.5, laying it with the Baltimore Ravens as they are the far superior team, unless anything crazy happens, like Lamar gets carted off the field or they just kill themselves with penalties, which they're not known to do, I don't see Tennessee having much of a shot to really win this game. And Baltimore's not the team that's satisfied with just winning. They want to win. They want to go into the fourth knowing that they can give up something and still have an easy win. Baltimore Ravens, buy it down, 9.5. That is your official free play. A couple of underdogs that I want you to look at for today. One being in college basketball, I think a wrong team is favored here, guys. I think Bowling Green could very well go down on the road. We have a live dog, a home dog here, and that's Ohio U catching a point. In my opinion, I think Ohio U should be favored by a couple of points. Obviously, do I think Bowling Green is the better team? I think there's certain aspects of the team that are better. I think that as far as ball handling and overall ball movement, Ohio actually holds an advantage. If we were talking about this game being played at Bowling Green, then I would say Bowling Green should be a favorite by 3 to 4 points because they are one of the more dominant home teams, especially in the mid-majors. But with Ohio here, this is a big game. It's in-state. I do think that the wrong team's favored, and I think we got a home dog that can pull an outright upset. So I would you can take the money line. +1 doesn't mean a whole lot. You can catch about $1.20 there, but taking the point to 1.5, I like that. And then in hockey, I think that another wrong team's favored here. When I broke this game down, Buffalo, I think, has more talent on their team, but the way that the game plans go and the way that the teams have played overall here recently, I think that Vancouver holds an advantage to this particular Buffalo team. Buffalo at home doesn't mean much to me. Truth be told, I mean, right now, 125 with Buffalo is what you would lay. When I broke the game down and came up with my rankings, I had Vancouver laying $1.35. So I think they should be favored. You're not going to catch much. You're going to catch about $1.10, $1.15. But I would take the money line with Vancouver. There's you an official lean right there on an underdog, but the official free play, let's take Baltimore -9.5. Going live at 1 p.m. Eastern time, so make sure you tune in. It will be a 1-hour live show, and I'll try to get everyone's questions answered as well as we'll do those game breakdowns. Games for early stuff are already posted on the site. Later games will be posted probably just before I go live. So love you guys, and I will see you back maybe tomorrow, but depending on how the funeral stuff goes, we'll definitely see you back on Monday. Thanks, guys.